We are back, and life around here, um, it's always an adventure. Always an adventure. I was going to make a video a couple weeks after the last one I made, which was June something. And so on June 9th, I've had all 4 shots. On June 9th, Friday, I went down to Toronto General and had another shot, which they called me in for, called Evusheld. And Evusheld is a particular drug that's designed to supplement the shots that I've had. And it's more or less designed for it's people with severe autoimmune system. Like I'm on anti-rejection drugs. It's for transplantees, and it's for people who are taking other medication, who have severe immune suppressed systems. And so I went down there and had the shots, 2 of them, and that was on the Friday. On the Sunday, Saturday, one of my sons was diagnosed, tested positive for COVID, and he was out of commission for at least a day and a half. So on the next day, on the Sunday, the rest of us decided to see if we were testing positive, and we all did. So we all had COVID on the Sunday, the 10th. Today's the 21st, so it was 11 days ago. Some people were hit like they couldn't get out of bed, a fever, and then they were fine. Everybody's had their shots here. For my wife and I, it was she was for a couple of days, and she's fine. Me, all I had was kind of a sinusy type thing going on, as if I had a sinus cold, and otherwise I'm fine. I mean, I haven't changed. I'm just the same way that I was even before the COVID, and I'm kind of living proof that shots work. I mean, considering my particular situation, had I not had the 4 shots and the Evusheld, which I don't think had time to actually work, takes 2-3 days to work, I might be in hospital, and I might certainly not be here, July 21st, 11 days later, and making a video. So I'm proof the shots work. Absolutely. And for other people who, don't have immune conditions and so on and so forth, if you haven't had your shots, I mean, you're looking at proof that given a worst case scenario, in fact, my arthritic doctor, my rheumatologist, who came down with COVID just before he was marrying off his son was the groom at a wedding. So in that particular wedding, the father of the bride and the father of the groom both came down with COVID, and it laid them out for days. And so he was telling me when I saw him, he said, "Man, you get COVID, you're finished." Well, I've had the shots. I'm still sitting here. I feel fine. A little bit tired, but I feel fine. So I'm living proof the shots work. Absolutely. And if you know somebody who hasn't had the shots yet, or they've had maybe 1, maybe 2, I don't need them, I'm fine, I'm healthy. No. I know of 3 people who are younger than me in far better shape than I am. I mean, these are guys that are walking billboards for gyms and pumping weights and stuff like that. And when they came down, they wouldn't get a shot. No, I don't need a shot. And when they got COVID, one of them was in hospital for 2 weeks. The other one was laid out for a full week. He was in bed, couldn't move. And when I spoke with them afterwards, I said, "Well, okay, now what do you think?" "Oh, yeah, I should have got the shot." This isn't a political discourse. I'm just letting you know that when the whole family comes down, the 2 cats and the dog didn't come down with COVID, which is a good thing. Yeah, it absolutely works. Absolutely. So that's bringing you up to speed. And again, My life experiences, and I don't mind sharing them with you, because you might know someone, or you might know someone who has or might have in the future these scenarios. And it's amazing how many people you come across. First time I got bifocal glasses, 30 years old, all of a sudden I needed extra readers in the glasses. And then all of a sudden you meet people and everybody's got like extra gradual bifocal type, gradual progressives. First time I got a Jeep. All of a sudden you start meeting people who drive Jeeps. Okay, the first time you get a transplant, all of a sudden you start, oh yeah, you too? Oh yeah, I had a heart transplant. Oh yeah, I had a kidney transplant. I had a liver transplant. And we, of course, one young lady who used to work at the school was a double lung transplant. I don't know if she's still there. I saw her downtown a couple of years ago in the transplant clinic. Yeah, I mean, it's common, and it's except for the crap load of pills you have to take with it, and some of the pills can kill you, and they make no bones about that. They say you're taking this pill to prevent rejection, but the pill might kill you, and it might cause you cancer, but that's besides the point. Anyway, it is what it is. I don't want to be too morbid, but when you walk through a graveyard and you take a look at all the stones, very few of them only have one date. Usually they've got two dates. They all have, they have the created date and the expiry date. Best before, do not use after. Which should come in handy when the zombies come. Yeah, I mean, your time is up. Your time is up, and not much you can do to extend it. Anyway, that's another thing. The whole this convoy, freedom convoy. We want our freedoms. People, I don't get that. Freedom from what? You want your freedom back. What were you oppressed with? People say, well, it's my freedom to wear a mask or not. No. The only freedom you have in life is to choose. I'm going to be really morbid here, so if you're not great on morbidity, go watch kitties on YouTube, which I do anyway. If the only freedom you have when you're born is the ability, most often, I won't say everybody, most often you can choose when you choose to die. And you can be reckless and drive a car at 250 miles an hour. You can jump off a building. Oh, look, I'm a parkour kind of guy. You can you can eat detergent pads. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You might get an honorary Darwin Award for it, but you have for the most part your time is limited, and you can choose how you'd like to die and when you'd like to die if you're given that opportunity. Of course, if you take too long, nature does it for you. It says, no, okay, you run out of time, and I'm pulling the plug right now. Am I being too morbid? Yeah, why not? And I apologize for that. But it's true. I mean, all these things, we need freedom, what freedom? You get up in the morning, you can breathe, you can eat, you can go to the bathroom, you can, you have your own choice in life. What freedoms are being compromised? I don't get that. You don't have any. Freedoms are an arbitrary thing. They're, what's the word I'm looking for? They're abstract. Okay, go back 500 years to the 1500s, 1600s, or the 1300s, Middle Ages. If you were born a serf in a feudal system, you didn't have any freedoms. Okay, in some countries around the world, and if you're born into a particular scenario, You only have very limited freedoms. Are things that society allows you to do. Okay, that's it. Freedoms are society's way of saying, okay, you can do that just as long as you don't, you know, do something outside the accepted norm, like kill somebody or steal from them or whatever. In which case you lose your freedom. So freedoms, you don't. It's not a God-given right. There's no such thing as a God-given right to freedoms. I don't have the freedom to change the way I look. Okay? And I've often said in class, I'm more than just a pretty face. And if you start laughing, I'll reach right through the thing and punch you. I don't have any freedom about the way I look. I don't have any freedom about inheriting all of these conditions, which I did. I inherited everything because my ancestors, my grandparents, great-grandparents, aunt, uncle, mother, whatever, all had pre-existing conditions that they passed on to me. So I didn't have any freedom of not being diabetic. I didn't have any freedom of having kidney failure. Okay? I didn't have any freedom of having, narrowed blood vessel arteries into the heart. Okay? I had the freedom to choose not to do anything about it, in which case I would have been saying, okay, I'm checking out now. But I chose not to. I chose to get the heart operation. I chose to get the kidney transplant. I am choosing to take these pills from hell, and it's just the way it is. There's no such thing as freedom, God-given right freedoms. There's no such thing. No such thing. And life can change like that. They basically told my wife that the condition I had with the heart, which would have gone totally undiagnosed had I not been doing the exercises and tests, work up to the transplant, which I wouldn't be having if I hadn't have kidney failure, which I wouldn't have had I not had diabetes. It's a chain. Okay, getting diabetes, having kidney issues, going on dialysis, doing these 12 tests that test whether or not you're capable of surviving a kidney transplant, finding the heart problem, doing a double bypass to alleviate that problem, which is successful, and then having a kidney transplant, which has also been successful. Okay, so I chose to take two actions, to allow me to stick around on this planet for a while. So it was my freedom to choose when to die. I don't want to do it today. I don't feel like doing it tomorrow. And I'm glad I didn't do it yesterday. So it's a bit morbid. But you know what? It's a fact of life. It's reality. It's something you have to deal with, and something you have to look forward to and plan for. And if you have a family, you've got to take them into consideration. Okay, yeah, it's and for those of us who have lost people close to us, and we all have, and I have. My wife's two parents died relatively young, in their 50s, never giving a chance. They had a chance to see some grandchildren, but that was about it. And we, like my wife and I were talking, we don't know what illnesses they may have had because they didn't get old enough to manifest themselves. Both were very, very stoic. I'm okay. My father-in-law had a headache running for months, but he was fine. I'm okay. I'm perfectly normal. Until one day he's driving to work and he went blind. Diagnosis was a brain tumor. Had it been diagnosed 6 months before, he might still be alive today. And my mother-in-law had other issues going on, but she was too embarrassed to tell the doctor about it. And by the time push came to shove and it became very evident that there was something wrong, it was too late to do anything. And they both died in their middle 50s. Okay. So they had the chance to seek medical help when they should have. Had they done so, they'd be alive today. They'd be in their, I guess, 80s, but they'd still be around, you know. So, anyway, that's it for today. I have the freedom to choose what I put into my body. I have the Freedom of Privacy Act. I have the freedom to do what I will. But if you have a phone and you use Google on the computer, it knows more about you than you know about you. It's true. If you carry an Android phone around, Google probably knows exactly what size your shirt is and what size shoes you wear, and very likely what blood type you are. Come on. There's no secrecy. There's no privacy. All kinds of technology know everything about you, where you've gone, and so I'm putting my foot down. I'm going to be, my life is my own. Yeah, if you live under a rock or you don't have a cell phone, and you don't have a telephone, I mean, that's not the way it is. Am I rambling on? Yeah. Of course, I have no history of rambling on. You know that. Anyway, sorry for the morbidity of today, but you know what? Push came to shove, and I had a couple of dances with the devil here, and then getting COVID, and being able to walk away feeling perfectly fine for the entire 10 days. They say isolate for 10 days. Well, when your whole house has COVID, everybody's got COVID, we're all isolating. We're all in the same house. Nobody left the door. So that was it. I mean, but I'm feeling fine. And it's a testament to the shots themselves. And if after hearing this, you're still saying, oh no, I'm not going to get shot. No, because, grow up and give me a break. If you know people like that, slap them on the side of the head. Seriously. It's like the guy says, well, I would never get a vaccine. You already did. When you were a kid, you had the polio, mumps, all those vaccines when you were a kid. You've probably had a tetanus shot, because the first time, if you haven't, when you cut your finger on a rusty nail, you're dead. 10 days later. Okay? You get an infection, you get lockjaw, and that's it. Then you don't have to complain anymore. So you probably had a tetanus shot. Give me a break. This freedom stuff really pisses me off. Anyway, sorry for the morbidity, but I wanted to let you know we had COVID. We flew through it. We all had the shots. We're pretty much back to normal. And that's it. I hope you're all well. I hope you all have a good weekend. It's hot out there. What's today? 21st of July. It's July. Where did this? We're halfway through 2022. Holy crap! I'm still signing checks, in 1997 or something. And I don't know what day it is. What day is today? It's Thursday. Okay. Thursday, July 21st, 2022. Once you retire, this is it. You don't know what day it is, you don't know what month it is, and if you're lucky, you might remember what year it is. Anyway, okay, that's enough for today. It's enough whining and complaining and shaking the finger at you. Hope they'll come back and I'll be funnier next time. And hopefully next time I won't get some bubonic plague or whatever, and I didn't count on throwing myself at a wall. I didn't count on coming down with COVID. Otherwise, these things would be more common. So I'm going to start doing that and spread the word. We don't need viewers. Again, if I get 30 people watching, I'm delighted. If you can put up with watching this thing again after putting up with me for 5 times a week for 4 years. All those years ago. And by the way, thank you to a few people who came up with, who messaged me or put a nice comment on the YouTube channel. I'm surprised you guys remember me. I really, really am. I mean, for some people, it's been 40 years. Yeah, 38, 39, almost 40 years. That's a long time. So I am honored that you remember this. Although I probably didn't look like this when you saw me. But this is what happens when you get old. Anyway, goodbye. See you later.